I saw you tweet the other day. You were actually going to give an interview, a network interview. You arrived with your producer, and they wouldn't let you in the building because you could not present to them a vaccine pass. Now, we don't have anything like that in Texas, thank heavens, but that floored me because I think yours was like one of the first that I had seen since they implemented that in California, where you were actually turned away. And this was there was no exceptions made. You were going to go on live television. There was no exception made.
No, so it was Fox LA, which I actually didn't say in the initial tweet because I didn't want to get anybody into trouble, but then I decided that it was worth saying. It was Fox LA, which, by the way, that's the local Fox affiliate. That's not Fox News, so just to be clear before people start screaming about that. But they asked me and my producer, they said, can we see your vaccine passports? And I said to the security woman, I said, it's nobody's business whether I've been vaccinated or not. I'm here to do a show. I'll be in and out in 5 minutes. I won't touch anybody. I won't breathe on anybody. And she said, it's corporate. It's a corporate decision. It started yesterday. It's a corporate decision. They had us pull over. They talked about it for 10 or 15 minutes, and then they sent me home, and I did the show via Zoom. But in my personal opinion, it's your choice what you inject with your body. I thought it was my body, my choice. I know that doesn't count anymore. But I'm not telling anyone whether I'm vaccinated. It is utterly irrelevant. I am a relatively young, healthy person. I have a right to privacy. I can talk to my doctor about my own health, as everyone can. And I think, Dana, it's pretty clear at this point that these vaccine mandates have nothing to do with COVID, the virus. They have much more to do with an authoritarian virus or a virus of the mind. Yeah, and to that point, the other thing that is wrapped up into this is the complete, we always talk about following the science, the whole issue of natural immunity. I had a friend, and they were going to go. They were actually going to go on an anniversary trip to Spain, and they were barred. And she was barred entry because she had coronavirus naturally, so she already had natural immunity. And this was 3 months ago. Spouse was vaccinated, no issue, but she couldn't go because she did not have a vaccine. She didn't think that she needed to get one, which normally, whether it's chickenpox or any other type of virus, when you get a vaccination, that's the understanding that you're having a transference of immunity here. So she figured she doesn't need to do that. They can book the trip. And as it turns out, no, she can't go because even though she had it, she didn't have the injection. So it's not the same. And then I have to wonder, you're right, this isn't even about the shot. It's not about science. It's about control. Of course it's about control. 0.002% of children under 18 die of COVID. Those are CDC numbers. Check them yourself. Don't listen to me in the box. Check them yourself. And yet in California, they are mandating that children 12 and up will have to be vaccinated to go to school. And Newsom has already said he wants it to be children as young as 5. Where are the years worth of clinical studies on what this will do to children? I'm not telling anyone not to be vaccinated, but I thought in America we were supposed to use logic and reason and have a healthy skepticism of power and that much. I just interviewed Rand Paul. We're going to put it on my channel tomorrow. And I asked him the same question you're asking me. In essence, what is this really about? And he basically said that this is about the China social credit system, that they will start this with you having to show that you've been vaccinated. But what will lead after that will be, oh, did you talk about the government in a bad way? Because then you'll be deducted points. Did you do whatever else it is that deems you a good citizen? And that might help your credit score or hurt your credit score or your ability to open a business. This sounds like dystopian, futuristic nightmare stuff. And yet it really is here. No one in their right mind, I think, at this point, thinks that 98% of people have to be vaccinated for the country to go forward. And that's what Joe Biden is saying. And not to be rude, but I'm fairly certain there's something wrong with Joe Biden that should be looked into that has nothing to do with COVID. Yeah, I'm still trying to get over how his public pool had a basement and like a Freddy Krueger type of chain cutter in it. That I've never been able to quite figure that one out. Last question for you, Dave, real quick. On this whole thing of speaking out and being able to have free speech and ask your questions of your government, has it gotten a lot harder for them now that you have NBA stars speaking out and models speaking out? It feels like they are now in a tug of war over that influence within the cultural sphere. I wanted to get your thoughts on that. Yeah, what a beautiful example of why individual rights and your ability to say what you believe is so vitally important, and that we have protected that better in the United States than any country in the history of the world, and we're just handing it away. That incredible speech that Jonathan Isaac from the Orlando Magic gave about COVID, saying, I'm young, I'm healthy, I've had COVID, I believe in choice, you should talk to your doctor. And the way that he said it, with such grace and dignity and decency, it was so different than the way they talk to us. You're going to do it because we tell you to do it. And there's a beautiful thing happening right now when individuals speak up and use their mind and use facts and logic and reason to defend the right things, then other people get inspired. That's the only chance we got. You know, the few politicians that I like, say Ted Cruz and Rand Paul and a couple others, they can do a little bit to help us, but they can't do everything. We're the only ones that can help ourselves. It's as simple as that.